Warning. Fortune and Strife features subjects which can be uncomfortable for a general audience, such as the use of drugs and alcohol, poor treatment of people of different classes or cultures, adult situations, psychological trauma, and violence. Listener discretion advised. Welcome to Fortune and Strife. I'm Robert, or Bayushi Shinichi, and I'll be your host and narrator.
I am Jeanne, and I am playing Doji Gen.
I am Tyler, and I am playing Akoto Riichi.
I'm Tiff, and I'm playing Kuni Yui.
I'm Paul, and I'm playing Shishiro Bisho.
All right, Bisho, you have the top of the initiative. It's your action.
I'm going to start channeling.
Okay. What spell are you going to start channeling? Or what invocation?
Hopefully I can do this in time before, everything goes bad. False Realm of the Fox Spirits.
Ooh, okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to start channeling. So
let's start casting. So you go into, I think this is air stance?
Yep, this is going to be an air stance. So Bisho goes into air, hides in the little room, starts to do his channeling.
All right. I think this is what, TN4?
It's a TN5.
TN5. Okay.
That's why we channeling.
Yep. All right. So what's the results of your channel?
Well, I'm rolling 2 white and 3 black. And at the moment, I am keeping a success on a white dice and a success on a black dice.
All right. So you'll keep those set aside and you'll roll one less of each of those on your next invocation roll. All right, that's Bisho. Moving on to the Yakuza Thugs. I think that they're going to start moving into the room here and kind of surrounding as many of you all as they can. And we're going to have 1 attack Yui and 1 attack Riichi. So, and then get 3 assists each from their fellows.
And as a reminder, they are dazed.
They are indeed. So both of you are not in air stance. So this will be against a T and a 4. All right. So against Yui getting surrounded and assailed by club-wielding maniacs, that'll be 5 successes. So 3 bonus successes there on that attack. And that will deal you 8 damage.
It should only be 1 bonus success.
Oh, you're right. 1 bonus success because of the TN4. I forgot. So this will be 6 damage to you. What is your resistance?
My physical resistance is 2, thanks to the Hiho. So
there you go.
That'll be 4 fatigue total.
All right, and then they will also crit you.
They can't because I'm in Earth stance.
Oh, you're right. They can't. All right, what to do with these water opportunities for them then? They will go ahead and negate 2 strife, which will take off 2 from just cancel the roll. And then what do I want to do with the other one? They'll remove 1 point of your physical resistance for the attack. So you take just 1 more point of fatigue damage.
Okie dokie.
All right.
Total.
And now the one against Reach. All right. So this time it is 6 successes, 2 opportunities, and 3 strife. They will go ahead and hit you for 7 fatigue and a crit.
Okay. That puts me at 16 fatigue of my 10 endurance. I am now incapacitated.
Okay.
Do I still roll the crit resistance?
Yes, you still roll the crit resistance. Yeah, because you still defended the damage initially. And they take 3 strife. And because they're on water stance, they will take a calming breath after this to reduce it by 1.
All right. So for my resistance, I took the 1 success, which will bring it down to a deadliness 1, which is nothing right now because my armor is already broken. And I'll take the 1 opportunity, which I will then spend to name the water ring. And if my next check uses the water ring, it's reduced by 1 on its TN.
Very nice. All right. So that takes us from the Thugs to Gen.
Okay. What I'd like to do is I am near the entrance, it looks like, for this room. I would like to move out of the entangling terrain to, down the steps a little bit. All right. that shouldn't with my water stance. So that's my free action or my water action.
Well, you have your free movement to begin with, so you can start with that one.
All right. And then I would like to attempt slippery maneuvers on the area of terrain in the room so that that my friends can have some cover as well as being entangled in that terrain.
Got it. And slippery maneuvers, I think, also lets them take a free move action.
Yes, it does.
All right. So who would like to take a free move action?
Well, let me make my water check.
Oh, you got to make the water check. Yeah, sure thing. It's a TN2 command water check.
Yes.
All right. So how did your command check go for slippery maneuvers?
All right. It was TN2. I rolled 3 skill, or 3 ring, 1 skill, got an opportunity and 3 successes, 1 with strife, keeping 2 of those. So I made my slippery maneuvers check. And I also had the opportunity, which I wanted to spend, to leverage the water check to better effect. So that raises everybody on my team's use of the obscuring terrain that we are generating by 2, not 1. So that should raise the TN for everybody in my group to by 2.
Sounds good. So yeah, you guys can now make a one rain band towards the room. So as long as it's moving somewhere towards the museum, which is pretty much almost all parts of the museum, you can move 1 range band if you'd like, and you all count as having obscuring terrain while inside the museum, and it's counting as pretty much a really good obscuring terrain. All right, and again, you now have a second unchecked action. Or non-checked action, I should say. So I'm not sure if you want to move.
Right. Can I move into that? Do I count as a person moving into that terrain too?
Let me take a look at that again, see if that counts for you. Each target, okay, so targeting any number of friendly characters in the scene. No, I think that is giving commands to other people. I don't think you count as a target for it. Yeah.
All right. What I will do with my other action is take a calming breath here. Take it.
Okay. Bring you from 8 to 7 fatigue. All right. Moving on to the next one is Genteki, who starts to crawl away as best he can. And he gives an order to stop that one who's trying to leave. And they are going to have 2 of these guys come up and try to whoop on Gen. All right, so the first one will miss, and they will just keep an opportunity in water to reduce their strife by 2. And the second one will also miss you because of the obscuring terrain here, and they will also reduce their strife by 2. All right, and that is Genteki. Genteki is now no longer dazed. Yui, you're up.
Okay, so how many dudes are still left not incapacitated in this room?
Genteki is the only one incapacitated at the moment. So all of the Yakuza thugs are fine and good to go, and Noboru is good to go. But Noboru is kind of mostly sitting this fight out.
And taking a look around, it seems like we're having some difficulties here.
Looking that way. Might need to start thinning out some of these thugs. Oh, I should say that yes, Ricci is also incapacitated. Yes.
How many range bands is it between me and Noboru?
1.
Fantastic. I would like to get in closer to him and just sort of grab him by the collar area, see him not really paying attention, and see how the thugs are going. And, he's not paying attention, but he's not immune. I took out his bodyguard. Now we have this guy. And I hold him up, and I'll say to him, call him off. Just stare directly into his eyes.
All right. So this would be a command check.
And it sounds pretty fiery to me, so looks like we're
Yeah,
switching
let's do that.
stance.
All right. So switch to fire and make a command check. Oh, and we'll give you a void to do this blind.
Then I will also be spending this void point to
Go for
add
it.
this. Hooray. Okay, wow. All right. So even with, spending that void point, I got 2 successes and 5 opportunities and 3 strife. So, if the T ends 2, I got a lot of bonus successes. Otherwise,
Unfortunately not. Nope.
Well, either way, with 2 of those opportunities, I'm going to use that cool fire opportunity where other characters must receive 2 strife to choose you as the target of their attack and scheme action till the start of my next turn.
Very nice.
And the other 2 to try to mitigate the other strife that I would otherwise be taking.
Got it. Now, this is an act of provocation, so that keys off your passion and you will lose 3 strife.
Oh, right.
But Noboru just looks at you and just says, no, you're not the first group of thugs to come in here and try to take me out. You're not going to be the last either. All right. So that is Yui to Ricci.
Well, I'm going to switch on over to an air stance to make it even harder to hit me since I'm in a pretty rough state right now. And I will go ahead and take my calming breath to bring me down to 15 fatigue.
All right. Sounds good.
But I'm going to stay right here in the middle of it all, because if I can draw an attack, I will.
All right. So, Ricci goes ahead and tries to calm down their breathing. And do you move anywhere?
No, I'm staying right here.
Staying right where you're at. All right. Okay. Moving us to Bisho.
Still going to channel.
Okay.
Channel.
Fair enough. And yes, you can use void points for channeling if you would like to try and raise that.
I think
that dice.
I think I will.
Okay. All right, Bisho. So, how did your casting roll go?
It went a lot better than I thought. I ended up finally getting the 5 successes, plus 1 extra bonus success. So
let's take a look at False Realm of the Fox Spirits.
I believe the effect lasts persists for a number of rounds equal to your air ring plus bonus successes. So my air ring is 3 plus that 1 bonus success. So that would be 4 rounds it will last.
All right, so let's go through the effect. If you succeed, you summon illusionary terrain at your target position, which extends out a number of range bands equal to your air ring. A character unaware of the illusion's false nature must resist with a TN4 survival survival check, Earth 5, Fire 2, to realize the falsehood at a distance. As the illusion has no substance, any physical contact reveals the lie, though the illusion stays in place. This effect persists for a number of rounds equal to your air ring plus your bonus successes. So describe what the effect of the illusionary terrain is of the False Realm of the Fox Spirits.
Well, some of the stuff is awakened, and Bisho's not really sure if it's, mischievous or not, but he's going to fill the room with the illusion of what Sakaku, the realm of mischief, looks like.
Oh, nice. So Sakaku is going to infest the room here. Okay.
It's freaky enough. It's not going to be like, oh gosh, like, Jigoku or anything like that. Nothing.
Yeah, nothing terribly bad.
But scary enough that hopefully the thugs will be like, what the hell's going on? And GTFO.
I like it. All right. So come up with a couple ideas of what mischievous actions might happen inside the room with this illusion that you're conjuring up.
Mischievous actions. Well, probably lanterns with faces suddenly like start hanging in the air.
Oh, very nice.
And the walls, instead of it looking like the nice museum walls, it looks a little distressed.
Okay.
So, you're kind of getting that distressed kind of feeling that one would have when listening to air sirens in a certain town. And yeah, probably things start growing faces or moving faces. If there's any screens with holes in it, they start growing eyes.
Ooh, very nice. I like that a lot. That is good. All right. So yeah, everyone is going to start kind of freaking out. Friends and foes alike, though. This is the museum is taking on a very otherworldly quality at this moment. All right, moving on to the thugs. They are in water, so they have to make a TN4 survival check to be able to decide, hey, these faces ain't what they say they seem to be. All right, so the first group has a bunch of... Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and actually force them to re-roll because they have a disadvantage that I think should kick in here. So I have to re-roll 2 dice showing success or not. So let me go ahead and redo that. Okay, so they fail, the first group, and they think that that the museum is haunted and that the objects have come to life inside, and they gain 1 strife off of that, and they start to flee. I'll make move to get out of town there. All right, now let's check the other group. That group will also fail, and they start to make a panicked run. And they also gain some strife. They gain 2. Okay, and they will make a calming breath once they get outside. They're on water stand, so they can do that. Okay, that's the Yakuza Thugs. They make a panicked retreat. Again, you're up. The thugs all come running past you, almost barrel over you in the blessed wind that's outside the gates to the museum here.
All right, I am going to re-enter the room and hit somebody in water stance. Is there anybody left?
Sure. Who do you want to hit? So there's Noboru, who is being held by Yui, and there is Genteki, who is incapacitated on the floor, and there are fleeing gangsters.
I'll smack a gangster, if only just to try and hit one person once with my sword, just to pretend that I could.
Sure, there you go. All right, Gen. So you step forward into the museum again, and you strike out at Genteki, who is kind of on the floor trying to regain their composure, and you decide to put an end to that, huh?
Right, because these guys are all running past me and leaving the building anyway, so I guess that makes the most sense. So I go in, water stance. I swing with my. I'm going to be swinging with my saya here.
Okay.
Because I've got that unsheathed too.
Mm-hmm.
I hit with 2 successes and 2 opportunities. Use the 2 opportunities to crit him again to knock him out.
All right. So he will take 2 crits. What is the deadliness of your saya?
The deadliness of my saya is just a second. It's not super deadly, but that's the point.
More than likely not. Yeah.
3.
3. Okay.
3. But he should be unconscious anyway because he's incapacitated.
He's going to go unconscious. Yeah. After this. Yeah. So the first one is going to be. All right. So he gets 5 successes on that check, but also 5 additional strife. So he definitely knocks that down, and it damages his traveling clothes. And then he needs to make another one of those. Okay, at the end of the second fitness test, he gets 8 successes, 3 opportunities, and 5 strife. So he not only goes into unconscious, he is he's doing real bad situation here. But because the first crit knocked him into unconscious, the second crit is going to hit at plus 10. So that is 13. Luckily, with this 8 plus the 5 bonus successes, knocks it down from a 13 to a 0. So he doesn't have to worry about losing his life just yet. He will give 2 strife to Gen, as you realize you might have accidentally killed this man when you hit him with your saya kind of maybe upside the temples or something like that. And then he just kind of slumps over, and that's all he wrote. He is also he's pretty much long-term unconscious, and I believe compromised at this point as well. So down goes Genteki.
All right, and Gen says with her 5 free words, "You shouldn't have done that."
Nice, I like it. All right, so that's again. Genteki is totally out. Yui, you're up.
Nice, Gen. All right. So, well, I gave him a chance. I just look at him. Let's say that to him. I gave you a chance. And just sort of, you see as her eyes go from fiery to more of a like stone cold, going back into earth stance. And we will start by giving him a nice solid crack to the jaw.
All right. Yeah, TN2.
Okie dokie. So I have 5 successes, 2 opportunities, and 2 strife. And with those opportunities, I would do Spitting Blade style because I don't know his vigilance. Ooh, I could just crit him also, couldn't I?
You could.
He's on Earth stance, is he?
He is not. He is in water because he has not joined combat. So if you hit him, he defaults to water.
Then I will actually add a crit in with this strike with those opportunities.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull up Noboru. And he got this. And what's the deadliness of your punches now?
The deadliness is not increased, so it's still 2.
Still 2.
But
okay.
It's about the message.
It's about the message you're sending. I like that. All right. And in the end, he gets 2 successes, 2 opportunities, and 1 strife. He will use 1 to negate or drop his strife by 2. And what do I want to do with that other one? Let's see here. What's a good water use here? They'll remove 1 fatigue from the damage they take. So how much damage does he take?
So the base damage of Fist is still 5 here.
5, okay.
And so since I had 3 bonus successes, that will be 8.
That'll be 8 minus 1. All right, so he takes 7, and then he heals 1, so he goes to 6. And yeah, so he kind of...
Minus 1 for his
armor.
That is broken or damaged?
It is damaged after he takes the fatigue. He defends the damage first, then the crit comes through, and now it is. Yeah, so you have him just a mess. His fine robes are spilling out all over the place. You crack him in the mouth, and while he's able to take it in stride, this is clearly not the first time he's gotten himself punched in the face. And he starts to kind of look around, and some panic starts to kind of build as he looks around. What's happening to my museum?
So are we out of combat now?
For the most part, I think it's kind of a foregone conclusion. You can continue to kind of just beat on Noboru from here on out. But yeah, he's definitely very confused by the whole surreal situation. In fact, as you all look around, you start to see eyes and mouths and faces and kind of hands pressing at the walls, and like the figures on the art and the panels start to kind of come to life and move on their own.
Question.
Yeah.
Is this technically a new scene since we're out of combat?
I'm kind of letting things devolve down a little bit here till we can kind of figure out what you guys are going to do with this whole situation with Noboru. Kind of in the immediate aftermath of the seeing everything kind of going wacky and surreal. I want to kind of pull the players' ideas of what is going on, since they have no idea. Also, there was no cue that, hey, I'm going to manipulate the environment and that things are gonna get spoopy. So I definitely want to see how other people react to this before we call scene.
Okay. Just want to know for
unless Bisha just wants to walk out and cast it aside.
I mean, Bisho's a little he's in a hairy situation right now.
Yeah, a little compromised.
Just he has bits of him hanging out. He doesn't really want, some people to see.
That's true. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's a little embarrassing. You get a little flustered and suddenly your ears are just covered in fox fur.
Boop. Yep. And tails start to peek out from underneath your kimono. So yeah, Bisho's gonna hang out in their room for a little bit longer. So yeah, kind of in a weird space between end of scene and the narration of moving into from conflict to narrative. How do you all respond to this apparent haunting?
I fear that you may have angered the spirits, and they are now showing their wrath upon us all.
No, but I placed top dollar to keep this from happening.
Yeah, spirits don't care about money.
You just looks at us like, the weird stuff, it just follows us. Oh, awesome. So maybe now you can see why this was just a bad idea and you should have just talked this out with us a little more.
So it was a TN4, I think. Let me see if Noboru can see through this illusion. He very much believes this illusion is a haunting and doesn't know quite what to do with what's going on around them. They don't so much gain strife over this whole thing, but they are definitely believing that they are under some sort of supernatural situation here.
I mean, he kind of is.
Yeah, but he doesn't know that. So with the few moments left before the illusion passes, anything else you guys might want to say or do?
Well, Genet's not sure herself what is going on, but it is an opportunity to sheath her katana, put it back on her obi, and say, well, we said do it this peaceably before anything else stranger happens, and maybe we can find Bisho to calm the kami who seem to be highly disturbed here. But in the meantime, you are getting tied up, and we are tying up the Ronin, and we are tying up Noboru.
Oh, you know what? It is a resist. So actually, everyone should be making this. It is TN4 survival. Everyone should have checked for it initially. Fire 2, Earth 5. Got to read things more carefully in the future.
Do I still roll in Earth, or do I?
Yes,
roll
you should.
In what?
You should roll in Earth. It's whatever stance you were in, kind of when the spell went up. So for you, that would have been Earth, I think.
I was at Fire at one point, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah. Then in that case, go ahead and roll in Fire. All right, Ricci. So how did you go? How did you go about resisting the false realm of the Fox Gods?
I did not resist, actually. I only got 1 success and 2 opportunities. So I'm just going to take the opportunities. And I would like to, with all of this weirdness that's going around, I would like to see if there is a special detail about Noboru that's kind of coming out with all of this supposed haunting that's going around us.
All right. So a detail about Noboru that would be revealed through this. All right. He kind of starts trying to explain it away by kind of rambling about but this is impossible. There's nothing. From what I understand, there's nothing about that urn in particular. He points to one of them that is clearly has some sort of haunting effect going on it, and he rambles off a whole litany of stories. And so you're going to learn that he has the advantage, heard every story, and he can name everything, every story, but every piece in here. And how he is just shocked that objects that he doesn't believe should have any spiritual connection outside their material wealth or whatnot are having these type of supernatural occurrences happening to them.
Now, just to ask, he's not pointing to the Kitsu urn, is he?
No.
Okay.
To probably is just a more of a fancy vase because he doesn't seem to think that there's anyone in that one. But when he talks about the Kitsu one, he no. Why is that one kind of moving, but the one about the one with the general's not doing anything at all?
Okay.
And yeah, so he kind of just you learn one of his advantages there. All right, Yui, how did you do on your fire TN2 for the resist?
Yeah, so when this thing went off, is actually the one turn that I did happen to be in fire. So I still barely passed that with 2 success and 1 strife.
Okay.
So I imagine that I see it as an illusion, or I just don't see it anymore.
I'm thinking no, you see through it to know that it is an illusion. At some point, you notice that perhaps it's kind of like missing something in the computer programming where the something doesn't quite line up with where it should be coming through. Where it looks like a hand might be pushing through a screen, it looks like it's like several inches away from the screen, and it still looks like it's a screen being pushed on, even though it's starting away from the screen. And so you're like, wait a minute. Oh, this is all made up. This is an illusion of some sort. Someone is
It's too uncanny.
Too uncanny, exactly. Things
this
are
is important because if I hadn't passed this, it would have very quickly been like, this might be Maho. But since I can see through this, it's not Maho. It's
not
just
Maho.
Shenanigans. As always, just always Shenanigans.
Always Shenanigans.
Yui's just laughing. She just says, this is what you get for being greedy. This is what you get.
Again, how did your roll go?
My roll did not succeed. I got 3 successes, but not enough. So 3 successes, 1 opportunity to strife in water. So I used the use the opportunity to negate the strife and
that you would have gotten off it.
Even, yeah.
Fair enough.
So.
All right.
So,
well, the thugs keep running. They make their way out of the whole sake works. In fact, you hear other people outside of the sake works, the other employees that were definitely doing legitimate business, not the type that the Yakuza are up to. And like the whole place sounds like it is just being depopulated, and everyone is running for the gates and the doors. But several moments later of looking through this whole thing, it passes over, and the haunting just as quickly and suddenly as it began, it ends. The blessed wind outside dies down, and the haunting goes away, and everyone who is over half their composure or endurance can drop back down to half of each.
Whew, that's 10 fatigue off of me because I went 5.
That's a good way to lose it.
So it's a good scene change. I'll take it.
And Bisho goes ahead and brings himself out of the back room, kind of straightening their hair and their kimono as they come walking out. Genteki is still passed out on the floor from the contusion he took to the side of his head from Gen's saya. And Noboru is kind of just slumped unceremoniously against his kind of throne, I suppose. And with Yui still holding on to him, says, "Okay, fine. I guess I'll surrender at this point. No real use. I'll just get released in a few days anyways."
I think you need to give us some of the items that belong elsewhere. As everyone was fighting, I spotted something. You have foxes.
No, that's impossible.
Oh, you took something from Inari's shrine. And Inari is letting you know. She saw that.
He kind of narrows his eyes at you for a moment, and he sits up a little straighter. He says, "All right, then. Don't play your games, then, friend. Go ahead. Take that statue back to the shrine keeper, then."
Oh, you think Inari is just going to be after you? She talks.
Oh, and what's he say, friend?
Oh, you've taken several things from several kami and other places. Once they start hearing about it, foxes, they're not going to be a problem.
Yeah, but that's the only ones that how should we say, took for misbegotten means a bit early on the VIG.
You have urns with bodies in them.
Lots of people have urns with bodies in them.
Yes, but usually those are family members, and those are kept in grave sites or shrines. And I happen to remember, I don't know, a certain crab group who dislikes people moving bodies, especially ones from certain crypts, shrines, graveyards.
I also happen to know a family within the Lion who cared deeply about their ancestors, namely the Kitsu, namely the one in this urn.
Oh, they would probably be, well, happy would not be the word.
I am not a Kitsu, and I am not happy.
Genna's going to raise her hand here. Say, excuse me, can we tie these people up and can we have a private discussion in the other room now?
Yeah, that's fair. We can definitely do that.
I'm not going nowhere.
Yeah, I believe that, but I'm going to tie you up because that's just how much I trust you. Let's go.
He kind of offers up his hands if you must.
And Richu will tie him up, but we'll actually do it fairly roughly. And if he gives any kind of sign of discomfort or anything like that, Richu will just say, "This is for the thug comment towards us, the samurai."
Oh, says the ones who come in here into my home, into my place of business, into my museum, and shake me down for all of my treasures. No, that's. Go ahead, make it tighter if that's going to make you feel better about who you are.
Sir, I just saved you by appeasing the foxes, and that's no easy task.
And I'm fine trying to make peace with them, but you understand, you're going to continue to shake me down for everything, then we're going to have some more cross words, friend.
Not everything, just the things that will give you trouble later on. I mean, how many people want to drink sake from a haunted sake house?
Haunted's only the start of it. If you collect stuff like this, what's stopping you from ending up with something worse? Yes, okay. Gen's right.
Take this to the other room, please.
Yes.
Yes.
So yeah, luckily the entire staff has just vacated this place, so you have pretty much the run of the sake works to yourselves.
Okay.
Maybe just
they're tied up. Sueno, could you please keep an eye on them just while we talk, please?
Yeah, Sueno just very keeps a pointed eye on Noboru and draws one of her knives and lets him understand what the consequences might be if they were to make a move.
All right. In another room, out of earshot of Noboru.
Okay.
I turn to the others and say, Bisho-san, what are you trying to do here? What is your goal? We should maybe all have the same goal in front of the bad guy.
Well, he does have a group of awakened things that, well, quite frankly, that whatever happened in that room that spooked all of you will only get worse.
Which things caused it?
Well, as I said, there were foxes here.
Okay. So
what do you propose? So you're saying that the theft on the shrine caused Inari to send boxes here, right?
Why?
Is that what you're saying?
Wouldn't? Well, it seems like, well, there are free agents, but why else a fox would be? Why else would a fox be on the grounds?
I thought Inari was with Savagan.
Yeah, but remember, weren't there two foxes with all of you?
Yeah, there were.
So you think one of them overheard and came down here with us to help take care of the situation?
More than likely, they're tricksy little fellows.
That, and he's been at this for a while, so I would not be surprised if Inari had her eye on this place already.
I mean,
All right.
it's what we came here for. So we came here for that particular fox thing. Is that all we're
Okay.
here for? Because I heard some other stuff mentioned by Ricci. Like there's a Kitsu thing and something
Well,
else.
So this man, I was not kidding. This man is a wanted Yakuza. His ledgers are filled with so many criminal contacts. I could probably have him dragged into a magistrate station in 5 clan lands, including Crablands. He's wanted. He's wanted for questioning and could bring down several Yakuza lords if people could get their hands on him, based just on the information in that ledger.
So, what are you suggesting?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Bisha.
Go ahead.
So
Go ahead.
this is a lot bigger than picking up the statue and walking back with it.
Well, we are heading out to another clan's lands. Do you think you can get something on him in Fox Clan lands?
I mean, he said he'd just be let out anyways, so there's probably some reason for that.
I'd have to interrogate him pretty well to find out who his connections were. I was kind of hoping that there would be some help to be found. Well, we could potentially turn him here to the Sparrow, and turn him over to the magistrate in town there. But this is that was what I was thinking of doing here. We can't just take his stuff because we want it.
I don't want it.
Well,
I would like to return mine back to the Lion Clan lands.
Yeah.
It's kind of what he's been doing, where he's just been finding his ways of getting the things he wants here. Like you said, smuggling, et cetera, like.
Yeah, there's pretty good evidence there. All it would take is a competent magistrate. I mean, I don't know how
a non-corrupt one, apparently. Since apparently that's a thing. Yeah, then we have to go searching out a non-corrupt magistrate, and then what? We have so much other stuff, unfortunately, that we also have to deal with. And I agree.
Well,
this should be taken care of.
We do know a magistrate nearby. Yoichi. Suzume Yoichi.
Exactly.
Though I have to say, in the meantime, there is some items in there that need proper care, or they will be awakened. And some things, well, it's not pretty when that happens.
That honestly kind of sounds like a him problem, though. Like if it's not pretty, and then something bad happens to him.
Yeah, but he hires
gathering it.
He hires innocent people. That's not fair to them.
To do what?
To work for him. Hopefully
he needs to go back.
You think all the people beating up on us were innocent?
No, but there are people making the sake.
We'd have to know what actually this stuff does. We're not just, again, going to just take all this guy's stuff and then what? Like, we're going to carry all these things and put it somewhere. We're going to be like, oh, look, we have all this stuff. And we go to an office and they're going to be like, cool. Well, they might be like, well, cool. Well, his paperwork's all in order, though. So I think really the most important thing is to make sure that he doesn't come after the people whose stuff we do try to return. That is more important.
Gee, I wonder how you stop him from doing that.
I would say he did just assault 4 samurai.
Turn him over to Lord Suzume or Lord Kitsune or even the Yasuki.
Or there's the other way.
Many samurai do take justice into their own hands.
And this guy has smuggled. This guy is, well, keeping ashes of the dead who are not even related to him which is
No.
blasphemy.
No.
Oh, you want to pour out one of those urns and actually see?
No, I mean, I'm not going to murder a captive.
Well, we could
That's-
release him and, shoot him in the back or whatever.
We're not doing that.
No. That's dishonorable.
You know what? We'll just, you know what? We'll just take him to the Sparrow Magistrate and go from there. Honestly, Yuichi does seem like a pretty stand-up dude. At minimum, if he has any idea of the corruption of this guy, he'll know who to take him to next.
And the village is on the way back to the shrine.
It is.
I'm telling you, some of this stuff should not be left to rest.
So then we take the stuff in here, at least what will fit on the cart, to the Shrine of Inari to be on holy ground.
I'm sure the priest can actually take care of it in a proper manner. It's only a few things. It's not everything in the room.
So that's what we take.
Exactly.
Okay. And then if for some reason we don't, well, if we do that, we are going to take full responsibility for anything that happens to that shrine afterwards. You know that, right?
Oh, I already know that. I was...
Then I guess you can take full responsibility for it, Bisha.
Well, what happens in that shrine will probably become my responsibility one way or another.
I don't know what you're meaning here, but we need to get back to the shrine. Even as is, that Yari is not being left at the shrine or anywhere else until I can get it into the hands of the Asahina. So I will be carrying it until I can, because my clan needs that artifact.
Okay.
And that is one of the items that cannot be just left.
And I will definitely be returning the ashes back where I can.
Is that urn something that will... Sorry.
Was there any jade stuff that he was hoarding here as well?
Oh yeah, no, there's like jade figurines and some smaller pieces of art like that around his collection.
Art? As art?
Yeah.
You guys, you other clans are crazy.
So,
what's the difference between me taking one of these jade figurines versus one of the artifacts or whatever you guys are taking? Out of curiosity.
Well, at least one of the things I want to take with us belongs in a shrine. Another, well, I'm not sure what it is, but it is going to wake up soon. Well, two of the things that I think need to be moved.
And the jade belongs on the front lines of the crab wall or in the hands of witch hunters. So,
well, we can look up in the ledgers and see which specific each piece of jade belongs to and see what the provenance of the jade is, and if it has some other owner. Some of it may have been for the crab already, but we can double check. But we're not trying to be thieves. We're trying to return these to their clans, is my intent anyway.
Same.
I'm just trying to...
But were they stolen in the first place? If a clan gets because if I give you gift or I sell something to you or whatever, probably gift, but it doesn't mean that in 50 years from now, it belongs back with the crab again, right?
Depends on the chain of provenance.
Stuff's all weird.
If this was purchased to use crass commerce with money that was stolen, with koku that were stolen, then it is not legitimately his to buy. So we can return it.
You know what? This is way above my head. I will definitely trust you on the paperwork of what goes where, but let me know if any of that jade is providenced or whatnot, and I can take it with me.
That will take so long.
Okay, well,
not that long. Give me about an hour, and I'll get through those ledgers.
Okay. Well, let's look around to see if we can't get him on any crimes on sake.
Oh, I've got him on enough crimes already, but we can get him on more.
Oh, yeah. If we can, lack of a better word, burn down his business, I mean, it would give me a little satisfaction.
I'd rather it go to a better owner who actually is willing to make better sake, but...
Oh, they would have to burn down the building anyways.
What? Why?
Haven't you smelt the air?
It smells like fear to me.
Smells like air.
Oh, that's right.
Mm-hmm.
I have a nose of a connoisseur.
What does the connoisseur nose smell?
Cheapness, cutting corners, things that probably shouldn't be in sake. Oh, Richie, you might,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have 4 bottles of the stuff, so great.
Yeah, it probably works better as a rat killer.
Okay, well, we'll follow up later, Yui.
Sure. Like I said, I'll trust you guys on this. Everything's gotten so weird anyways. It's fine.
It's so complicated.
Indeed.
So the plan is to take this Ronin and Noboru with us back to Yuichi in the Suzume village. I bet the Suzume village is swarming with Suzume samurai about now, considering the state in which we left it. We may have to deal with questions, but we would have had to deal with them anyway.
Rather sooner than later.
Yeah, we were planning on going there after this anyways, so...
Drop them off. That'll give me a couple hours to memorize these ledgers. Maybe take some notes. And then continue to return this item to the Shrine of Inari and go first to Foxlands. I know that Inari is our first priority. Does that sound reasonable?
Does sound good to me.
Did we decide on Foxlands and not to the Lionlands?
Well, whichever.
I think the decision was first go to Fox's, and if that doesn't bring up any good information, we were going to head to Lionlands, unfortunately.
That'll be great there. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure. My last time there, it was wonderful.
Well, don't cause trouble and there won't be no trouble.
Oh, I never cause trouble.
I'm Robert, Orbayashi Shinichi, your host and narrator. Thank you once again for listening. Remember to catch new episodes every Monday, and if you want to catch them early or are looking for more bonus content, please consider becoming a supporting member of the Patreon at patreon.com/courtgames. To reach out to us, email the show at fortuneandstrife@gmail.com.
I'm Tiff, and I played Kuniyui. You can also find us on the web at courtgamespod.com, Facebook and Instagram under Fortune and Strife, and Twitter at L5R FNS.
I am Tyler, and I've been playing Akoto Richie. You can find me on Twitter or on Twitch as Churcher Games.
I'm Paul, and I was playing Shishiro Bisho. If you want to follow my other projects, I am the GM of 2 LGBT+ podcasts, Tales of Swordfall at Swordfall D&D, for D&D 5e, and Gates of Orchid and Iris at GOIL5R for L5R 5e.
This was Jeanne, aka Kakita Kaori, and also known as, at least today, Doji Gen. If you like, you can also find me on the CourtGames RPG podcast, at the Winter Garden of the Kakita website, or check out The Table Is Yours for fiction readings of the FFG stories.
This has been Fortune and Strife, a Court Games production in association with the Rokugani Historical Society.
Ep.20 Radio, where gamers roll.